Okay, hopefully this works. Hi, I'm Eileen McDonald again, and today we're going to be doing our tetrahedral kites. It's been so windy where I live, so I'm excited to get out and fly a kite. And you can do this one at home with materials you have. Again, it's called a tetrahedral, oh, that's terrible writing, kite. Now a tetrahedron is a four-sided pyramid, and each side is an equilateral triangle. So it has one, I hope I do my drawing right, two, there's one in the back, and then that doesn't look, that looks terrible. Anyway, the base of it's also a tetrahedral triangle. So three sides and a base, all equilateral triangles. Did I say tetrahedral? Equilateral triangles, each side is equal. So the way we're going to be making them is I have some kite string that I got. You can use any string, twine, probably not dental floss, that might be too loose and it might, I don't know if it would work, how it would be flying, but try it. Again, this is your project. You try different materials, but I'm using this kite string, and I have straws. I know you can't get straws everywhere these days, but I have the old plastic straws. And so you begin one cell of this, which is going to be one tetrahedron, is going to use 6 straws. So you grab 6 straws and you start by putting the string through. You know, I didn't like how loose that end is, so I'm going to cut for a clean edge. So you need some scissors. You're also going to need either a glue stick or some tape and tissue paper. Any color, any kind. You can also use plastic bags. Doesn't have to be tissue paper. Anything that you know will fly in the wind. So I'm just going to stick this string through the first straw, and you might even need to put a needle on the end or some sort of weight to help it go through, or a pencil. I'm just kind of twisting the string and pushing it, and it's actually working pretty good. So this is a good weight string that I'm using, my kite string. So it's just a little slow going, that's okay. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to do that through 2 more straws, because 3 straws will make, ooh, I'm going to put a little tape on the end because that'll help weight it down too. This is strings of my, the little parts of the twine are coming apart, but if I tape it really tightly, that might help weigh it down and go through the straw better also. All right, so I have 1 straw. I'm going to go through a 2nd straw. Yeah, that's good stuff. That'll work. So maybe do that. Maybe just tape, even if you have a lighter weight string, put some tape on the end of it. It'll go right through. That's 2 straws. And how many sides does a triangle have? 3. So I need, well, that does actually look like a tetrahedron. Huh. I just wasn't looking at it from the right angle. Okay, so I've gone through now this 3rd straw. And now I'm going to tie it off. I've got these 3 straws will make a triangle. And I'm going to tie it off, but you'll want to leave a little string because we'll need that after. So I'll tie it in a knot, but I'm going to leave a little string on each end. A little extra. There's just a lot of fun things I like to try doing, you know, when you're home and have free time, just look around. It's a fun way to get outside too. Remember, you never fly a kite by a power pole. There's just certain things, you know, that you have to remember. Find a nice wide open field. I'll show you after. So I'm just going to tie this in a knot, a double knot, just a regular double knot. So there's my first triangle. Then I'm going to connect 2 more straws to this side of it. So I'm going to do, I love that how earlier I figured out a little tape on the end. I'm going to do that again. And this project doesn't take very long. You can do it in pretty little time. If you have the materials together, you'll be flying a kite in no time at all. All right, so now I just need to go through 2 straws because I'm going to use the same one side of the earlier triangle. I think I made the tape a little big on this one. It got stuck in the straw. You know, when you go to a water park, I'm always afraid I'm going to get stuck in one of those enclosed slides. Okay, now it's going pretty good. 1, and then 1 more. And I'm going to join this to the previous triangle. Okay, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna join this, huh? I guess you know what I could do too. So I'm just gonna join it. I was going to join here. I think I might put string, a double string through the one that connects them both. That would help kind of strengthen it too. Might as well. If I could fit another one in there, huh? Let's see if I could fit it right next. Oh, it is. It's going. Nice. I think it helped to have that tape in there and the weight of my string. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with my second triangle. I'm sure it's a little loosey-goosey, but it'll tighten up and I'll show you. So now I've got the second one where I'm also going to tie a string. I'm going to tie that string in a knot and leave a little extra on the end of that also. So I'll cut it up maybe say 3 or 4 inches. You don't have to just, remember your eyeball's always the best measurer. I found that out. You can measure and you'll find your eyeballs pretty good. So I'm going to tie this new one in a knot also. Okay, so now I've got my 2 equilateral triangles. I know we need more of them for a tetrahedron. But first what we're going to do now is I'm going to get the outline of the tissue paper. I'm going to cut, because we're going to tape tissue paper to the kite. I am going to have another straw join those also. But let's cut the tissue paper around it, leaving a little extra on each side of that also. I kind of have this template. I'm not sure. I think you can see this. This template that shows how to sort of leave a little extra around, but I'll show you. I guess I could draw it on here also. So right now we have a triangle on this side with 3 straws and a triangle on this side with 3 straws. And then for the paper, you're gonna leave a little extra tissue paper up here, flat there, a little extra up here, cut it right on the end, extra along this side, cut it even here, even right with a straw here, and extra on this side. So the dashed lines are the tissue paper. It's going to be that large of a piece of tissue paper. You lay it underneath the straws like that, and these lines are where you cut it. So let's just go ahead and cut our tissue paper. You can lay it over it, you can lay it under it. I'm just going to cut along. But where the straws join, you cut it right at that joint. You leave extra along the straw, but cut it right at the joint. Again, it's a tissue paper tetrahedron kite, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And it is so easy to make. Let's say we make a mistake, we can always make another one. Be a fun project, like if you had a birthday party or you want to have a camp at your house. It's kind of a fun project. Okay, and so now you're going to tape or glue that tissue paper to your straws. I forgot one thing. I should have had a string down here. That's so funny to join these two, but that's okay. I'm going to tape these first. I guess I could use this regular glue too. I didn't bring a glue stick, but I'm gonna use my regular Elmer's glue. I'm just gonna kind of glue right under what I'm seeing. That should, yeah, that'll work fine. And we'll just wait for it all to dry before we go fly it. Still should be ready today even to fly. It's been so windy the last couple of days, that kind of wind where we don't know where we're gonna find our umbrellas or chairs or anything in the morning. Okay, so I just use regular Elmer's glue and glued under every straw so it's attached to the tissue paper. I do have one more thing I have to do, and it's attach that last straw, my 6th straw, to the 2 ends. So I'm gonna show you, hopefully I can hold this up. So here's my tissue paper glued to these straws. And I don't wanna put it all together yet, but I'm gonna need one more string that ties these 2 together. So I'm gonna put a new string through this one and then just tie it on either end. Hopefully you can see how I'm doing this. I know I'm not like a professional YouTuber, but I like to do these projects to show you you could just do any sort of fun things at home. I have a new little grandson. I got like chalkboard paper, stuck it on the wall, gave him chalk, big old chalk. Sidewalk chalk's a fun thing to pull out. Just try to do something different and fun every day, you know? And you can learn a million fun things on all the different YouTube channels. You just go outside and there's so many things to do. Everything is like a treasure hunt. Find rocks. I used to collect rocks when I was young. Okay, so my scissors definitely need to be changed out. All right, so I put a string through either side of this last straw, and I'm just going to tie it to my 2 ends. I've got extra string here, and I'll cut any extra off after. I just want to make sure I had enough. Okay, so here's one end. I'm just gonna tie it. Oh no, I lifted it up, I lost my straw. Ah, that was not very smart of me. I feel like I need a few more hands. Oh, these projects I do, I need more hands. Okay, so I'm gonna lay it down and tie it, and then I'll be sure it's not gonna fly out. More sure. Okay, so I'm just again tying a knot between the string I had on those straws already and my new straw. The other end will be a little trickier because I'm going to have to go between the 2 straws and tie a knot. It's no big deal, but just trickier. See, I folded kind of together, and now I'm just going to tie the knot under and through. However you do it so it stays together, and pull it nice and tight so you have a nice tight cell there. And the only thing I did forget was to leave and pull a bunch of extra string for my actual, see how far it goes in the air. So I'm going to cut a bunch of these strings that I have on all the different cells off. You notice I've got extra string in different spots. I'm going to cut it all off and figure out which side. And I think this is your leading edge. What has the tissue paper is going to be your leading edge. So I'm going to put my long string that's going to fly it on this edge here. I could do this. Any of the edges, just so this is facing forward to face the wind. So now I'm going to keep this whole thing together because I'm going to go and loosen it, untie it. While I'm outside, I'll tie it on what cell looks best. I think I'll go like, I think I'll tie it to this end here. So I'm going to loosely tie it. So this is just a single tetrahedron kite. you can actually build as many of these cells as you want and tie them together, and you could have like multiple tetrahedral kite. It's kind of interesting too. I'm not sure how far you are in math or how old you are, but you get into like triangular numbers, you know, square numbers like 2, 4, 16, you know, square numbers, but triangular numbers. So your first cell is going to have one tetrahedron, which is just this single layer kite, and the second cell will have 3 tetrahedrons. So that means a total of 4, the 1 in the first one and the 3 in the second. So it's 4, which ends up being a square number. So you go back and forth between square and triangular. Like a third layer has 6 tetrahedrons. So a 3-layer kite will have 10 tetrahedrons total. Anyway, it's a interesting number pattern. But if you do build 1 and then you have the 3 and then you have the 6, you'll need to kind of line them all up along one edge, and you could put along this edge, you could put a thin dowel, you know, a thin stick through all of them, because it's going to have plenty of tissue and plenty of air of surface area to fly. So the dowel won't hold it down. It'll actually help it all stay together. So I'm going to take this out and I'll show you. We can go fly it.